What's up, guys? Mr. Octagonal here from Octagonal Gaming. Now you're back with the Madden 18 rebuild, and today we're going to be rebuilding the Minnesota Vikings, an interesting team. I'm a diehard Lions fan, if you guys don't know, but I actually kind of like the Vikings, but obviously, I want us to do well more than them, since it's probably going to be one of us in the playoffs. And the Vikings have definitely looked better so far, or at least more consistent. So let's go through the team. Quarterback and running back, we have some solid depth. I'm going to start Teddy year one. Sam, I'm going to trade. Case Keenum, I'm going to trade running back. I turned pre-existing injuries off, and there's no one on the injury report, so I don't know where DALVIN Cook is. But I will be starting DALVIN Cook, at least hopefully. If not, probably Jerick McKinnon because he's younger. I do like Latavius Murray. I like the Raiders. Receiver Stephon Diggs has been insane this year. He does not deserve an 89. He deserves at least a 92. Adam Thielen has also been really good this year. The third wide receiver, maybe Laquan Treadwell. We'll see. The O-line, when your best offensive lineman is Riley Reef, there's a problem. As I said, I'm a huge I'm not a huge Riley Reef fan. I'm a huge Lions fan, and Riley Reef is garbage. He sucks. And he's their best offensive lineman. So, for DALVIN Cook this year, I'm going to try to get 5 new offensive linemen. Kyle Rudolph, I think we're good at tight end. Defense, definitely a strong part of this team. I think we can just keep the defensive line the same the whole video. Secondary, we could use an extra corner and safety, but we do have Trey Waynes and Mackenzie Alexander, who are both extremely young. So I'm hopefully going to start them year one. Linebackers, I think I might keep it the way it is this year. Gideon, I believe, is a rookie from Michigan. Anthony Barr's an 86. He's the one who hurt Aaron Rodgers. And Eric Kendricks is a solid player as well. I think he deserves a little higher than a 78. Oh, man, I wish I named the coach a Blair Walsh joke. I named it an AP joke. I think I'm going to change it to a Blair Walsh joke. Case Keenum, Ham, don't really know him. And a 5th to the Jets for their first rounder and a 3rd rounder next year. I don't know how the Jets are 3-3 in real life, and their best player in the game is an 85 overall Bilal Powell. I'm assuming a lot of you don't even know who he is. He's a running back. The Jets have actually been decent for a while, but I've always been so low on the Jets, and last year I was finally right. And this year they're doing decent again, which makes no sense, because their team is utter trash. Trading Sam Bradford, Shamar Stephen, and Jaleel Johnson. Don't know if I'm entirely correct on those last two. To the Broncos for Emmanuel Sanders and a future 4th. They were interested in both defensive tackles and obviously in Sam Bradford. So now we have a lit receiving core of Diggs, Thielen, and Emmanuel Sanders. Now we also have Laquan Treadwell and Rodney Adams. If you don't know, Rodney Adams is one of the Vikings depth receivers. He's a rookie, and he has a YouTube channel, so go sub to him. Trading Latavius Murray, a very bad player in Riley Reef, and Ben Gideon to the Giants for Landon Collins and a future 5th. I know I get Landon Collins a lot, but for how good he is, he's very easy to trade for, which is kind of surprising because he's 23, 24 years old. But looks like we're gonna get Landon Collins again, and a Harrison Smith, Landon Collins safety core. That's definitely the best in the league. Maybe overpaying a little, but this is pretty much the best offensive lineman in the league. A 2nd rounder, a 3rd rounder in Easton to the Cowboys for Zach Martin, and a future 5th. As I've said a gazillion times, our O-line needs so much work. And this will definitely help that progress of going towards up. Yeah, Lane Johnson is definitely one of the easiest and best players to trade for. Very good offensive lineman. And this kid's only going to take Kentrell Brothers and Weatherly to get a very good offensive lineman and one of the easiest players to get in Lane Johnson from arguably the best team in the league so far, the Eagles, which really makes no sense. But that's the way it's been. Notice before we continue making trades, we're not done making trades yet. See that offensive line? Ugh, yeah, we're not done. But, yeah, I did name the coach a Blair Walsh joke. Blair Walsh wide left. So I'm going to trigger some Vikings fans. Yay! Traded Bishop Sankey and our backup quarterback to the Bills for Richie Incognito. He's a good offensive lineman, and neither of those two guys are going to play. So, they really wanted to get something for Brian Robinson, so we're trading him in a future 5th to the Denver Broncos for their 4th round pick. We're trading a 4th this year, a 6th this year, and a 4th next year to the Ravens for one of the best offensive linemen in the league, Marshall Yanda. I really want to have a good offensive lineman, so DALVIN Cook can get a lot of XP and potentially win the overpaying a little, but I'm trading Tremaine Brock and a future 3rd to the Cardinals for Hassan Reddick. That's pretty much the last position we need. I don't really want to have Terrence Newman playing over Mackenzie Alexander or Trey Waynes. So we're going to have to improvise with that. Off camera, we just traded our kicker, K4 Bath, to the K4 Bath. I sounded such like some country person. We traded our kicker, K4 Bath, to the Seahawks for a 5th round pick. The reason why I did this was because we traded for the one, the only, Blair Walsh. He's going to be our kicker for the duration of the video. Vikings fans are probably pumped. Just kidding, they're all probably unsubbing. I'm really sorry. Here's a look of the team. I'm going to switch Diggs and Emmanuel Sanders so Diggs can get more XP because he's almost as good as Emmanuel Sanders and he's younger. Teddy Bridgewater's running back. Teddy Bridgewater's for quarterback. Dalvin Cook's for running back. We also have McKinnon. The O-line is looking stout. Kyle Rudolph's still the tight end. That didn't really change. Defensive line did not change. Linebackers, we added Hassan Reddick. And in the secondary, we added Landon Collins. So hopefully this team can make the playoffs. I don't really know about championship, but I'll take playoffs. The super team we have missed the playoffs. Dalvin Cook, buttload of XP. Did he win Rookie of the Year? He didn't, but 20k XP is definitely great. Stephon Diggs, a lot of XP. On defense, I would have liked more for Hassan Reddick. Xavier Rhodes with a lot. How much did Blair Walsh get? Wait, what? Cairo Santos was the kicker? No. No. Apparently Cairo Santos was our kicker. We finished 10-6 and missed the playoffs, so we got screwed. Well, that's great. The only player stats I really wanted to see was Dalvin Cook's. A bunch of yards. Maybe would have liked more touchdowns, but over 1,200 yards for a rookie is great. He was probably second in Rookie of the Year behind Mitchell Trubisky, as I like to say it, or Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, he was second behind Trubisky. Aren't I a genius? So, Sharif Floyd also got a lot of XP, made a Pro Bowl, and that gave him quick development. So, Sharif Floyd will be a stud. Here's a look of a new team. Teddy's an 83. He's a free agent. I don't really know what I want to do with him yet. Dalvin Cook's up to an 89. I forgot to XP McKinnon. I believe he's a free agent. If we can't re-sign him, that's not a big deal. Stephon Diggs is a 91. Richie Incognito is actually a 94. On defense, Floyd's an 87. Griffin's a 93. Linval Joseph's a 91. Xavier Rhodes actually won Defensive Back of the Year. He's a 90 overall. Barr's an 88. Collins is a 93. So let's get to the awesome Super Bowl. And of course, the freaking Colts somehow made it. I don't know how. I know they're in the AFC. We're in the NFC. The Seahawks made it for the NFC, which is much more reasonable. And the Seahawks won, thank goodness. I'm not a Seahawks fan, but like still. The Colts. So we re-signed Sharif Floyd. Jerick McKinnon, I'd like to re-sign. Teddy Bridgewater, I might trade. 6 years, 81 mil. And he's only like an 83. I think we can have a better quarterback. And of course, we had to re-sign Mr. Blair Walsh. In free agency, we get Jerick McKinnon, Kerry Hyder. We don't get David Irving. All around me are familiar faces. And we also get Richard Rodgers. As you guys know, I'm a huge Lions fan. And Richard Rodgers isn't necessarily my favorite player. We're probably going to trade both Hyder, go Lions, and Richard Rodgers because we don't need either of them. So, let's get to any potential trade. Jerick McKinnon, Kerry Hyder, and a future 4th to the Browns for the 1st overall pick. We already had the 2nd pick, I'm assuming from the Jets. Now we have the top 2 picks, and I'm going to show you. Our first pick, we're taking Zach Langley, a quarterback from Florida State. I know Teddy's a big baller, but I think it would be better to move on from Teddy because he's not going to get that much better, and I think this guy can. Hopefully he's a beast. 81 quick. That's really good. Teddy's like an 83 normal, and he's obviously older, so this is a good pick. I obviously would rather a superstar, but I would gladly take. Second pick, we're going with a 6'2" corner, Tyrone Nielsen. He has great stats, solid combine, but actually that's a really trash combine. That's a really bad combine, but I'm going to take him anyway. 80 quick. That's definitely not a bad pick. He's going to be the number 2 corner alongside Mr. Xavier Rhodes. This dude, Harris Winters, looks like a superstar. I may try to get him, but right now we're going need, and we're going Marco Springs, a linebacker from Oregon. Go Ducks! And 77 with slow. Probably should have taken the receiver, but where is he going to play? Because I think Reddick's a 77. This is an interesting dilemma. No clue what I'm going to do with Mr. Marco. Trading Richard Rodgers and 2 future 5ths to the Ravens for a 25th pick, or hopefully I can draft that receiver. 25th pick. This dude looks like a stud. Only 21 years old. Possession, great stats, B+ catching, A- back catch, B+ catching traffic. What? Good combine. He's relatively fast. A 4.42 is not slow by any means. That's pretty fast. And 79 quick. I definitely want to play him. I may have to trade Adam Thielen or Emmanuel Sanders. I'm probably going to trade Emmanuel Sanders because Thielen was originally on the Vikings, and I kind of want to keep him on the team. But if I have to trade Thielen, I'll trade Thielen. Adam Thielen, sorry Vikings fans. Teddy Bridgewater, sorry Vikings fans. And a third-round pick. I don't really think the Vikings fans are going to care too much. For Ronnie Stanley, a first-round pick and a future fourth. We need one more offensive lineman because Joe Berger retired, and he was our worst offensive lineman last year anyway. So let's look at the team. I think that's the only trade I need to make, and if I do need to make another trade, then I'll show it right. Trading our rookie Marco Springs, a sixth and a future fourth, to the Falcons for Jalen Collins. Hopefully we put him at number 3, and hopefully the game doesn't make him number 2, because I'd rather Nielsen get the XP than Jalen Collins, but it's not a huge deal, I guess. Here's a look at our team. The rookie quarterback, Zach Langley, has plenty of weapons, a good running back in DALVIN Cook, good receivers in Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, and our rookie Winters, a very good offensive line. Ronnie Stanley apparently has slow development, but, like, that's not a huge deal. We still have Kyle Rudolph. On the defense, the defensive line has not changed. The linebacking core has not really changed. And in the secondary, we added 2 new corners. I'm pretty sure Terrence Newman retired. So let's sim the season, and hopefully we do. So it looks like we got a bye week. Whoa! Langley, 48,000 XP. He won Rookie of the Year. He made the Pro Bowl, but where the heck is the superstar development? DALVIN Cook with a buttload of XP. Look at Stephon Diggs, 45,000. Our rookie Winters with 18,000. Ronnie Stanley with 40,000. With his low development on the defensive side of the ball. Not as really exciting. Nielsen got 12,000. Did he win Rookie of the Year? I don't think he did. 12,000 is not really enough, but still, that's a solid number. How much did Blair Walsh get? 3,742. Absolute beast. But our offense is looking very, very good. Let's look at the XP team. After we look at our record, 12-4. That is very good. Let's see the new and XP. Our quarterback Langley is a 90. DALVIN Cook's a 92. Stephon Diggs is a 97. Our offensive line is looking great. Ronnie Stanley's a 93. On to the defense. Pretty much the same thing. Rhodes is a 90. Nielsen's an 84. I want to see some player stats like DALVIN Cook's, Winters, Stephon Diggs, our quarterbacks. So I'll show you those, and then we'll get to the actual Langley threw for almost 4,600 yards, 29 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, only 16 sacks. Great season from him. And our offensive line definitely. DALVIN Cook didn't run for that much more yards. He ran for pretty much 1,300, but the touchdowns went from 5 to 19. I guess because Jerick McKinnon isn't on the team this year. But excellent season from Mr. DALVIN Cook. Sucks he's hurt in real life. I'm a huge Lions fan, but I really liked what I'd seen for DALVIN Cook. And as I said, I don't dislike the Vikings at all. Like I don't like the Packers. I don't really like the Bears, but I honestly like. Look at Diggs. I saw Cook's longest last year was 15 yards, and this year was 16 yards. Like, that is horrendous. Where are the big plays? But Stephon Diggs, 102 catches, 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. Great season from Diggs. I mean, with 45 KXP, I thought he'd have more yards, but still, this is an excellent season. Last player I really wanted to see was Harris Winters. He had about 20,000 XP, and he balled out 68 catches, 1,200 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Obviously, that could be higher, but an excellent season from Harris Winters. I wish I could have him in, like, an actual series I'm doing, because he's, like, the perfect guy with, like, his speed, but yet his, like, possessionness, I guess. I'm so confident I'm simming right to the Super Bowl. This might be the best team I've rebuilt. Like, the best team I've made. You're actually kidding me right now. We didn't make it. You're kidding me. We didn't even win in the division. That's great. Another year. I don't really want to do the offseason because, like, we don't need to. I believe we have a first-round pick.
Get some help.
Madden, you've got to be kidding. I think we're just going to end the video here. I may do, like, a part 2 to this, maybe. We built an insane team. I don't know how it did not win the Super Bowl. But Madden's clearly high. I'm out. Peace.